Ghost Rider is one of the coolest anti-heroes Marvel has to offer. A flaming skeleton riding a motorcycle straight from hell. But he's not just infinitely cool, he's also infinitely powerful. Seriously, Ghost Rider is one of the strongest heroes that Marvel has to offer. But just how powerful is Ghost Rider really? Let's get into it. Now, for this video, we're just going to be focusing on the OG Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. Because there are a whole lot of Ghost Riders out there. Danny Kitch, Robbie Reyes, even the original Ghost Rider that rode around on a woolly mammoth. And all of them have different powers and different feats. Maybe I'll make a video covering them later, but right now, just Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze was a world-famous motorcycle stuntman, but in order to save his father's life, he sold his soul to the devil. Of course, that never really works out too well. His soul was bonded with the demon Zerios, the spirit of vengeance, transforming him into the supernatural anti-hero, the Ghost Rider. Now, becoming the spirit of vengeance, Ghost Rider got a whole bunch of supernatural powers. Not limited, just crazy superhuman strength and durability. He's strong enough to throw several tons with ease, knock around massive pieces of machinery, throw around cars, or pretty much anything else on that level. He's got easy multi-ton strength. On top of that, Blaze is a living, flaming skeleton. He's ridiculously hard to actually injure in a fight. He's completely and totally bulletproof. He can laugh off point-blank explosions. Ghost Rider has even been able to completely no-sell attack from Spider-Man or even the Avengers. Like I said, he's very, very hard to injure or put down. On top of that, you don't really want to see what happens when Ghost Rider is actually injured. Like World War Hulk was able to smash the Ghost Rider and he thought he'd won, only for this to allow Zerios to completely take over the body and go all out in the fight. We'll get more to that later. Now, while Ghost Rider is pretty physically powerful, where he truly shines is with his supernatural and magical powers, like his Hellfire. This Hellfire is an absolutely devastating attack, because on one hand, well, it's just a massive amount of fire, enough to blow up a mountain. It's been able to injure Iron Man, hurt Dr. Doom, even hurt the Hulk. And Ghost Rider can do all sorts of stuff with this Hellfire too. Like can create weapons out of it, manipulate and control it with his mind, shoot it out from anywhere on his body, even cause it to rain Hellfire from up above. But as if that wasn't enough, the thing about Hellfire is that it's not just a physical attack, but also a spiritual attack too. It doesn't just hurt the body, but it attacks the soul. It literally will burn you from the outside and the inside and consume your spirit in its flames. So an absolutely devastating attack. But Ghost Rider's best ability is definitely his Penance stare. It's kinda his signature attack and his most powerful. It allows Ghost Rider to look into your mind and soul, bombarding you with all the pain and suffering that you've caused others. And that's it. Simple as that. Some people think there are certain rules to how the stare works, like that the person has to have committed a sin or feel guilty for their actions, or even that Ghost Rider has to make direct eye contact. Well, nope, none of those are really true. Ghost Rider doesn't have to make eye contact. He can punish a whole city at once, and it has nothing to do with sin or guilt. Like here, Ghost Rider uses the Penance stare on Blade, who at the time has the full power of the Darkhold. Yeah, that book from Doctor Strange, the little book that contains Chthon's powers, the Elder God who created dark magic in the universe. And just look at some of the descriptions used here. Blade's experience is no different from the countless others who have felt the pain they have inflicted. No different, but 100-fold more severe. Every cell in his body explodes with the pain that he has inflicted upon his recent victims. He relives their deaths 1,000 times in the span of a microsecond. The experience threatens to shatter his mind. This is how it works. No matter if you're a good person or not, if you're guilty of some sin or not, none of that matters. All that it needs to work is a soul if you've caused pain to others, whether for good or bad reasons. Like take Madcap, for example. Madcap is insane. So insane that he can drive other people insane with just a look. Madcap is also immune to feeling pain. Even with his neck snapped, he's just fine due to his Deadpool-like healing factor. So, in short, he can't feel pain, and he's too insane to feel guilt or sin. Ghost Rider's Penance Stare still does him in. The Penance Stare is also able to put in Wolverine, even though Ghost Rider admitted that a lot of the pain that Wolverine has caused others was warranted and for good reason. Penance Stare still worked on him. Sure, sometimes the Penance Stare doesn't work, but that's usually because the person doesn't have a soul, or people that are specifically immune to it, or people that are actually empowered by pain and suffering. Other times it hasn't worked because a writer didn't understand how Ghost Rider's powers work, or just didn't want it to work in that specific story because the move is just too overpowered. We can kind of write those off. Basically, the Penance Stare doesn't care who you are, doesn't care how you feel about what you did, or even why you did what you did. It just cares about what you did. And so it inflicts all the pain that you've inflicted on others throughout your whole life. If it can work on a literal angel, then it can work on anyone. But the biggest thing here is that Ghost Rider isn't just Johnny Blaze, stuntman with the power to shoot out flames from his face, but he's also Zerios, the Hell Lord spirit of vengeance. And Johnny and Zerios' relationship usually goes like this. Johnny is constantly trying to restrain Zerios, hold back his vengeance, so that innocent people don't get hurt along the way. But then whenever Ghost Rider is knocked out, Zerios is able to finally take over, and becomes exponentially more powerful. And we've seen this happen before. World War Hulk managed to knock out Johnny, only to awaken Zerios. And this absolutely terrified Doctor Strange, with Strange believing that Zerios had the power to easily beat the Hulk. And we kind of saw this. Zerios was one of the very few beings able to hurt the Hulk this whole time. It's only because Zerios chose to disengage from the fight that the Hulk was able to remain standing. And this isn't the only time this has happened either. Johnny's been knocked out before while battling the Avengers, and Zerios took over. And Zerios went on to dominate against characters like Thor, Doctor Strange, and Man-Thing. So 3 beings with some universal feats to their name. Zerios dominated the fight. Only way they managed to beat him was because Rogue absorbed the Ghost Rider and became a new Ghost Rider for a second. It started burning her alive, and Johnny reaccepted the burden of being the Ghost Rider. It's not really a true loss. Zerios was still crushing the Avengers. Ghost Rider's even been able to battle against the renegade Archangel Zadkiel, who succeeded where Lucifer failed and actually overthrew God in heaven. And Johnny led an army of Ghost Riders to beat him, ended up banishing him down in hell. Then of course, Ghost Rider managed to beat Mephisto in a fight, killing him and ruling hell himself. And Mephisto is a Hell Lord, and one of the most powerful Hell Lords at that. He shares a level of existence with Hell itself. The infinite realm of Hell is simultaneously his spirit. so beating him in Hell is dang near impossible. He was able to stalemate Galactus and is an equal to his Skyfather like Odin. He's got enough power to destroy a universe, and Ghost Rider beat him. End of the day, Ghost Rider is one of the most powerful magical beings out there, to the point where he was able to defeat Mephisto, become the King of Hell. He might have started out as just a flaming skull on a motorcycle, but he's more than a match for anyone who crosses his path. After all, he's the spirit of vengeance.